everyone. So let's discuss the newspaper learnings from 24th December 2024 paper of Indian Express. So the first article editorial front page was कि PM's visit to Kuwait is a part of India's diplomatic success story in West Asia. So this is an important article because 4 decades के बाद कोई prime minister is going to visit Kuwait. Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait in the 1990s और तब के बाद से कुवैत के साथ रिलेशंस एक बैलेंसिंग एक्ट रहा है. इस विजिट पर प्राइम मिनिस्टर signed agreements that institutionalize defense cooperation as well as in other areas such as renewables. तो दो चीजें याद रखनी है, डिफेंस कोऑपरेशन एंड रिन्यूएबल्स. डिफेंस कोऑपरेशन एंड renewables. Approximately 89% of the total FDI from the GCC has been received in the last decade, and bilateral trade between India and Kuwait was over $10 billion. Bilateral trade between India and Kuwait was over $10 billion. Next article is about GST and uncertain tax, demand for lowering the tax on health and life insurance and on food delivery charges of platform aggregators. ये इन सब को डिफर कर दिया गया है, मतलब हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस पे, फूड डिलीवरी चार्जेस पे, इन सब को डिफर कर दिया गया है. फिर जैसे ये सब कंटेंशियस इश्यूज जैसे रेट रैशनलाइजेशन ओवर टाइम, ये भी डिस्कस हुआ ताकि अपना जो है रेवेन्यू न्यूट्रल रेट को लेके एक सिंगल स्लैब बनाया जा सके. The multiple level rate structure only raises the compliance burden, increases the space for bureaucratic discretion, and goes against the desire to improve the ease of doing business in the country. तो multiple level rate structure ज़्यादा काम का नहीं है. फिर next, US president election, Donald Trump's decision to create Department of Government Efficiency. एक यूनिफाइड थ्योरी है पेपा नॉरिस का, that he said कि the institutions of both liberal democracy and state capacity need to be strengthened parallelly for most effective progress. मतलब लिबरल डेमोक्रेसी और स्टेट कैपेसिटी दोनों को स्ट्रेंथन होना पड़ेगा फॉर मोर इफेक्टिव प्रोसेस. द वर्ल्ड्स बैंक रिपोर्ट गवर्नेंस एंड डेवलपमेंट, इसने गुड गवर्नेंस का डेफिनेशन दिया था और 8 पैरामीटर्स बताए थे, जैसे पार्टिसिपेटरी होना चाहिए, कंसेंसस ओरिएंटेशन, अकाउंटेबल. लेकिन गुड गवर्नेंस का पहला स्टेप है इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. इसमें प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी का P2G2 phrase is very important. Pro people good governance, pro people good governance करना है. We have to do pro people good governance. For example, this shows it is like it shows the sensitivity, commitment and sense of responsibility. Next is democratization of technology. We are focusing on democratization of technology, lifestyle for environment, women led environment development and Sabka Prayas. Antyodaya, empowering the poor to last mile delivery, have inspired the world by prioritizing individuals till the last rung. Next is Adhishthan in Bhagavad Gita. It shows an important element that foundation. It is the foundation of everything, and it is also the foundation of governance. Fir Kautilya has shown Rajdharma. Next article is about State of Forest Report, India State Forest Report 2023. 156 square kilometer increase in forest cover, 1289 square kilometer in tree cover. India's green cover has exceeded 25% threshold with 25.17% actual number, और जिसमें से 21% फॉरेस्ट कवर है, 3.41% ट्री कवर है. ट्री पैचेस स्मॉलर देन 1 हेक्टेयर को फॉरेस्ट नहीं काउंट करते हैं, तो उनको ट्री कवर बोलते हैं. इरिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ लैंड यूज और ओनरशिप, ट्री पैचेस 1 hectare or larger with a minimum canopy cover of 10% are counted as forest. Irrespective of land use or ownership, tree patches of 1 hectare or larger with a minimum canopy cover of 10% are counted as forest. कैनपी डेंसिटी अगर 10-40% से ज़्यादा है तो उसको डेंस फॉरेस्ट बोलेंगे, 10 to 40% है तो ओपन फॉरेस्ट, एंड 70% से ज़्यादा है तो वेरी डेंस फॉरेस्ट. IFSR 2023 shows that 3,900 square kilometer of forest disappeared between 2021 and 2023. Very dense forest disappeared. 17,000 square kilometer of dense forest in last 10 years, 7,000 in 2003 to 13. More than 6% or nearly 24,000 square kilometers of dense forest have been lost since 2003. और इसको रिप्लेस कैसे कर रहे हैं? प्लांटेशन से. द ट्रेंड ऑफ स्टडी रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ नेचुरल डेंस फॉरेस्ट with plantations has been criticized by experts. Plantations usually have trees of the same age and are vulnerable to fire, pests, and epidemics. They often act as barriers to regeneration of natural forest. Now, lower than expected GDP growth of 5% in the second quarter is only a temporary blip. ऐसा निर्मला सीतारमन ने बोला. इंडियन इकोनॉमी वाज इन अ फेज ऑफ साइक्लिकल ग्रोथ स्लोडाउन, ऐसे एक्सपर्ट्स बोल रहे हैं. द रीसेंट कट इन CRR has freed up money kept in banks by the RBI. Now, lower investment growth is largely due to public investment coming down, and corporate growth is slowing partly due to sliding consumption growth. MSMEs are back in business. Consumption recovery in rural areas, even in as urban growth is flagging, and PLFS numbers show an improvement in the salaried employment. MSMEs ये दिखाता है कि two branches of K-shaped recovery could narrow. FLFPR is rising, particularly in rural areas. Around 39.6% of women who are graduates are now in the labor force. On the structural drivers of share gains in global service exports is the disaggregation of global services value chain, rapid increase in global cross-border telecom bandwidth, and surge in remote working. Net financial savings were 5.3% of GDP in financial year 23 from 7.3%. Household net savings are total money investments of families including deposits such as stocks and bonus minus any money they owe such as loans and other debt. Growth in credit has been falling. Households which mostly borrow to finance home purchases have not been doing so since 2021. So this was it for today's discussion. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next one.